These dinosaur skeletons sat on Facebook Marketplace for 3 weeks, and I'll admit, I started wondering if anyone was ever going to buy them. But when I finally got that message, this customer ended up telling me something I wasn't expecting, and it completely changed how I looked at this little side business and hobby. So this all started because I was watching Jurassic Park, or I should say Jurassic World. Yeah, I just thought, man, this would be a cool print to have to make a video about. And it's a simple one too. Now the file didn't take too long to print because, as some of you may know, some files do take a long time. You know, some may even take a whole day, but this one didn't. So that's kind of what made it click for me. So I started having these printed overnight and I was like, all right, let's see what happens with these. And one of the things I did that I'm actually proud of was that I took one of the prints outside, especially since I'm not someone who goes out often, you know, and change the scenery a little bit. You know, that's something I like to do with my content. Even this early on, I want people to see me out and about, especially my future self, you know, not just stuck in the same four walls the whole time. Little things like that, I think, matter. It also reminds me of my future self to have more moments of me getting out more. So I made a short video out of it, put it on Instagram, put it on YouTube too. And look, I'm still new to this whole short form content thing. I'm still figuring it out, still looking for feedback, still trying to get my brain thinking creatively and how to make each video a little better and relatable than the previous one. But you know, honestly, I'm learning to have fun with it along the way. I've also realized that 3D printing has become more than just a hobby for me. It's given me something I genuinely enjoy creating, and it's become the perfect excuse to practice making videos at the same time. You know, these skeleton models have helped me tap into a creative side of myself that I've wanted to explore for a long time. You know, instead of trying to come up with random ideas just to post, I already have something I'm excited to share. It gives me a reason to pick up the camera, make another video, and keep improving. So I listed these on Facebook Marketplace, and at first, not much happened. You know, a few people had reached out to me asking about one or two of them, and then the conversation faded. So nothing really came out from it. So these sets sat on the marketplace for about 3 weeks, you know, 3 weeks waiting, which, you know, it's to be expected as someone that's first starting out. And then out of nowhere, someone finally messaged me, and she messaged me telling me how much she loved all of them and how cute they all were. So we then had a conversation back and forth, and she showed me a picture of the dinosaurs that she has collected so far and how much she wanted to add these to her collection. So I thought that was so cool. You know, she was a mom and also a grandma, and hearing how excited she was to add these to her collection was honestly pretty cool. Since she was one of my first in-person customers, I wanted to give her a really fair price. You know, right now I'm not focused on making the biggest profit. I'm trying to build trust. I'm trying to build a community. And if someone's willing to support me while I'm just getting started, I want them to walk away feeling like they had a great experience. We met up at a shopping center parking lot.
Oh, hello.
Handed everything off to her.
With them, you have my contact.
She absolutely fell in love with it, and it was so cool being able to see her reaction to it and seeing someone genuinely excited about something I made with my own printer. You know, that was a pretty special feeling. And you know, she did say something I was not expecting at all. She told me she wanted to order 2 more full sets, you know, one for her kids and another for her grandkids. And I just paused there for a second.
I'll be in contact because I might wind up getting 2 more sets.
Okay.
My boys and my grandson love dinosaurs.
You know, not because I didn't want to, but because she was asking for another order before I even handed her the dinosaur sets. You know, that honestly caught me off guard. She trusted me enough to place another order before she even seen the set in person. And you know, I smiled immediately and just told her, yeah, just let me know and I'll get started. And we went our separate ways, and I just kept thinking about that conversation. You know, it wasn't just another sale. It was the fact that someone trusted me enough to ask for 2 more sets before I even had the chance to prove myself. You know, that moment stayed with me, and it reminded me that if I want to keep earning that kind of trust, then every print that leaves my workshop has to be something I'm genuinely proud to hand over. So this filament, again, was wood filament. And if you ever worked with it before, you know it needs some cleanup, just like any other filament would, but this one tends to get clogged sometimes. So you gotta clear out the stringing, you gotta make sure nothing's sticking out funny, which my print did have, and you have to actually make it look like something someone would want to have on their shelf. And as I was doing that, I realized this is something I need to get better at. You know, being detailed oriented, being clean about it, because to be honest, I'm not the most organized person, and truly my daily routine does still need improving. You know, staying organized, paying attention to those little details, that's something I've always kind of struggled with. Not just with printing, but just in general. I don't want to give someone a whatever product. I want to give somebody something I can be proud to hand over. And that's the standard I'm trying to hold myself to now. Not just for the prints, but honestly for myself too. And that's really what I want this video to be about. Not just, hey, I made a sale, but walking away through what it actually took to get there. The waiting, the not knowing, the doubts that creeps in when nobody's responding. And if you're in that spot right now, trying to sell something, trying to start something new, and it feels discouraging because you're not getting the response you hope for, I see you. I definitely get those thoughts creep in my mind, but I don't want that to stop me from creating because it has before. So I'm going to keep pushing forward. To be able to document this experience and look back at it when I'm older is something I know my future self will deeply appreciate my past self for doing. So going forward, I want to keep chasing that same standard, having better cleanup, more organization, treating every print like somebody's going to be excited to open that box or receive that print. If you want to be part of this journey with me, actually follow along, maybe even grab one of my prints or collectibles. I do have my Whatnot page down below. This is a judgment-free zone, so we're figuring all this out together, one print at a time. I appreciate you all so much for watching. Again, my name is Chris, also known as Silent Realm Studios, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a good day, everyone.
I'm currently waiting for a customer who wants to purchase these dinosaurs, which honestly I'm glad that this is going to a good home. That was a good